All right, we got a COT car. Here we go. Matt Kenseth. I couldn't even tell you the year on this. First off, what is this sticker? It's $11. I'm assuming that's just like the department tag they use whenever they gotta like put it into the cash. Anyways, this is Matt Kenseth 2008 DeWalt Ford Fusion from Roush Fenway from the 2008 NASCAR season. It's weird to say Roush Fenway and not Roush Fenway Keselowski. Anyways, let's get this thing out of the box and take a look at a Platinum Series diecast, because, you know, we don't get those anymore. Alright, so here's the diecast out. Oh, that's a little nice little pop from the bag. Here's, actually, I just kind of want to look at this a little bit here, my bad. It's a nice little, I always love these little things, even if it's just clamshell packaging. It makes the car feel a little bit more unique. You get the DeWalt colors. GoRacing.com, I've never checked that. I'm sure that's like not even a website anymore. For a weird porn site. But there you go. There's a little piece it always comes with. Of course, it's just like, you know, behind the clamshell, so it's not a boring clamshell piece, but I just want to get that out of the way, take a look at it, in case someone cares about that. Here it is out of the box, though, and the official diecast review of it. Oh, Sprint was in 2000. I always forget how early Sprint was. For some reason, I thought they only came around in, like, 2010-ish, around that area, but they came in decently early after Nextel left. Well, Nextel left, and then Sprint came in, obviously. Rubber tires. I don't know if this, I think it might be a plastic or it's metal chassis. I think it is metal because they have a bunch of other little fine details added on, you know, stuff that you don't see anymore. But $11, by the way, Canadian? Oh, no, hold on a second. I think this would be American because I think we got this from our driver who offered it to us from the company. I think it's USD $11. So probably 15 Canadian. I don't know what the transition rate would be there, or the conversion rate, sorry. But still, for a Platinum carb, it's not bad. It's basically what we got now with the Justin Allgaier car. However, this one has a lot more quality. So there you go. Taking a look at that quality, we'll look at it later on. But first, let's take a closer look at the sponsors and everything else on this car. On the front hood, you have DeWalt, USG, Ford Fusion, number 17, contingency sponsors, Mog, Comps, let's see, Sunoco. I don't know half of these anymore. I don't know, Clavate. There's a lot of ones I don't actually remember. I'm trying to see if I can zoom in here a little bit more. Yeah, no, I can't read what those ones are. Mog, Comp. That looks almost like a Peterborough logo, but it really isn't. Center back? Is that what that top logo is? I don't know. Anyways, I got Goodyear, rubber Goodyear tires. DirecTV, come on, contingencies. I don't know why this phone, ever since I got this phone, doesn't want to actually focus. There we go. I gotta keep it perfectly straight. DirecTV, USG, 3M. I think that's Bank of America. We got Auto Parts, it looks like. Auto Porter, Mac Tools, EA Sports, Denso, Giselle, Stamped, Jag, K&N, NASCAR Cup, Sprint Cup Series, NASCAR Race Car, Mechanic Tools, Holly. Number 17, R&L Carriers. I think that's the Sharon Williams logo. DeWalt, Carhartt. Oh, is that a Carhartt logo? Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. Some more contingencies on the B pillar. I'm not even going to attempt to read those. Renee, I don't know. Mike Kenseth signature. DeWalt, Ford, DeWalt. Number 17. That's about it. I want to actually maybe grab the Casey Kane, because I don't know if that was a... Was there another... Maybe there's another COT car I did recently. Let me take a look here. Oh, no, it was the Kane. It was the 2009, I think. I wanted to use this as a comparison. I haven't taken this off the base yet, actually. This one's going to be annoying to take off the base, because it's like COT. I have to figure out a way of doing that. But anyways, just to compare, I just wanted to feel these window nuts, but they are both the same. They're not like a mesh. They're more kind of like a plastic, but they do look more real than what we get now. That is for sure. Just look at the thing. Looks damn. Rubber tires, though, also feel really nice. Heaviness-wise, it's not that bad. I just did the tie rack review. I do feel like the Platinum Series car is definitely heavier, but it's not the craziest difference. You just would not want to drop this diecast, this rear ring. is so sketchy. This truck does not come up though, but the front hood, if you really, how do you open a front hood on a 164? I've never had to do this, I don't think. This hard. Usually they just kind of like pop out. What the? Okay. Well, the front hood's supposed to go up. I don't, you might have to get like a toothpick and just poke it from here. I don't really know if there's an easier way. Maybe pushing it back from the corner, maybe. Can't do it that way because that's the other way it goes up. Maybe on one of these. Okay, well, the front hood does go up. Once I get it up, I'm gonna see if I have some sort of little like thing that can poke it, but not damage the car in any way. As I'm doing that, let's talk about Matt Kenseth a little bit. I feel like I kind of forget about Matt Kenseth a lot nowadays. I always forget that he also does, you know, one-offs. Not anymore. You did like a couple seasons of one-offs, though. I think this is going to be a bad idea. I think I'm pushing on something I shouldn't be pushing on. This is how I'm doing it, though, which is with the little pliers again. These things come in really handy. Let me push from here. There we go. There you go. So you gotta poke, you gotta penetrate it from inside. I can't say that. You also got the DeWalt logo there. Let me get the focus going here. Nice and detailed, though. Interesting chassis piece is almost like yellowish. That looks like it's also been painted. It's not just there off of like aging of the color inside. I don't think this was ever actually opened as well because everything was perfectly in place. But it is hard. It's not hard, sorry. It's just hard to get a view inside. But you can see the engine block and everything, which is nice. And it closes pretty firmly and shut. Maybe it's a little... There we go. I was going to say it was a little lopsided, but I just pushed it in a little bit more on the left side and it went in. And it's perfectly straight now. I would be interested to see... Here's the thing. Back in the day, I've talked about this a couple times. You know, from like 2013 and prior, we had the gray interiors. Now, since then, we've moved to the full black interiors, as I showed you with the Reddick. Completely black on the inside and everything. But specifically with this car, it's actually... This is why I think it was gray originally. So you could see these details being added. So you could see inside the car. And other things like that. Because like with the gray interior, you wouldn't notice probably half that detail that they put inside, or sorry, with the black interior, you wouldn't notice half the things they put inside of this diecast. And I think the mesh would like just not blend in well. All the black pieces inside and the interior, I think, are added on or changed for this platinum version of the car, which is interesting. I don't mind it. I like that. And I kind of, if we ever bring back this high quality diecast for a low price, then I would like that actually to return, but as of now, I kind of like having the darker interior of the cars. However, you know, once in a while, it's nice to see a Brad Keselowski car with the gray interior. A couple of them are there, and oh, there's three right there. But what diecast? I mean, it's such a nice piece. Matt Kenseth, DeWalt-wise, I don't get many DeWalt cars, period. And Matt Kenseth, I think I only have, I have one or two at the other house for like 2000s cars. And then I have his 2016 DeWalt Patriotic car, and then his last ride, which should be somewhere around here, actually. Is it in this corner? I'm going to try and find it here. Oh, there it is. You can really see it in the corner. It's right there. Did I get the focus off? There it is, right there. But yeah, I don't get many DeWalt cars, which is crazy, because I think they've had some beautiful paint schemes over the years. And I've kind of missed out on them, obviously, but this one, I'm glad I finally got my hands on. A beautiful COT as well. It's going to look good with the rest of the COTs I'm slowly building up in the collection. But yeah, that's all I got. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And we'll see what the next one is. Who knows when I'm posting this? It's definitely after Atlanta. So congratulations to whoever wins. Maybe it was Chris Buescher.